So today we're playing Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. Today we're just going to be good Stanley, do everything we're told. We'll be fine. I think I've seen this played maybe once, years and years and years and years ago when it first came out. I remember nothing about it, apart from we have a narrator. So that's fun. The end is never...
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I'm not gonna lie, this job sounds like it would be perfect. I would love it. As long as I could listen to my own music. Perfect. Not have to deal with anyone. Can look at this picture all day of something. Can play with a pencil sharpener. Can... Ugh. Can hate Mondays like every other job. Wait. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes, Mr. Narrator.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This one's been replaced by a sharpener. Oh, I like a phone. Nice. These computers are so old. Number 1, Dad. Can I zoom? No, but I can crouch. Nice, with 2 buttons.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Yes, I can. Oh. I broke it. Oh no. I broke it. Anywho. To the meeting room, we said? Oh. Why not? We might as well break them all. The mighty have fallen. Okay. Oh, wait. This is very Portal. I can see things. I see story. Let me get to it. Oh. Ah. We need to switch off. Saving electricity. Someone's playing solitaire. I still hate Mondays. No. No. Okay. Is coffee having meetings? Those in this quarter. Someone said no. Projections. Can't read anything else because I'm not wearing my glasses. And now I'm wearing my glasses. This does not make sense. That's it, that's all I can make out. Oh no.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What, like my left? This left? One, two. No number. Tips for not getting fired.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Business, business, business. Numbers, numbers, pie chart. More business, business, business. Do something in that ideas bin. Trash. No more bins. Trash cans. Renaming of ideas bin. Firing of me. Number of slides on this slide. Business, business, business. People want graphs. People want pie charts. Bank profits. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. The boss appreciation minute. Yeah. Solving interpersonal conflict. Have you ever been yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict? Unless you're the kind of person who mitosis and metamorphosis. Someone wants pollution. Comatose. Talk less, do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no exception of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. I shall take that to work with me. How to solve a dispute with a worker. Let it ball up inside you, take it passive aggressively. Other co-workers resent co-workers for not. Exercise. Okay. More business, business, business. More pie charts. Business, business. Can't get Chris out of the broom closet. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets off on the topic of not cost efficient. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agendas. Write next day's agenda. Meeting schedule. Business, business, business. We're broke Wednesdays. Financial panic meeting. Mergers. What to do about 432. Don't tell 432. Office party Friday. 4 PM. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Okay. To the boss.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, but the thing said to let Chris out.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Not this door. Oh, this is fancy. Yellow pages. Oh. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Extreme bathrooms. Good is correct. Nice.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Right, I have a question. There's a globe. Why is it down so far? Why was it down here? Right, now it's that portal. Can I have a flashlight, please? Do we go up or do we go down? Let's go down.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Wouldn't it? Let's see. It's very sudden. It's scary.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
If wait is on, call extension 914 immediately. This isn't ominous at all.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
There's not that many TVs.
Now the monitors jumped to life,
Oh
their
no,
true
someone's
nature
been
revealed.
fired.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I'm just trying to find mine, but I honestly can't remember what number we even were. G27? That one. I think it might be that one, right in the middle.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Wait an input.
So we want to dismantle it. Numbers and colors. Expand numbers. Expand colors. This is the old one first. And then send it different. More than send it different. So dark.
could not work out this room, so let's just push this button and see what happens. I spent too long in that one. Too long.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won!
Sound good.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This doesn't feel safe.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
He was happy and a good boy. Complete the Stanley Parable. Awarded for getting any of the other achievements as your first. Yay! Well, that game was nice and short. Too short. But in the next one we will be doing everything opposite of what the narrator says. See what happens, see what changes. I will see you in that video. Bye!